All right, welcome back to another episode of On the Throne with Dick. Shout out to Senjin Boychuk, out there for making this amazing intro song for us. And you can find him at Senjin Boychuk pretty much everywhere on the internet: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. He's there. And on today's guest, someone that I am very excited to have on, and I wanted to be my first guest, but everything works out for a reason. What's up, Dave, the upcycler?
Hi, I'm just chilling in the shop and hanging out.
Just
Having
chilling.
time today.
Just chilling out the zoo, eh?
Yeah, we got Molly's haircut today, and that's about all I did today.
The dog, Molly the dog. I love that dog. In case you don't know, Dave, we are live streaming today's podcast, and there's a comment section, and we already have a comment. What's up, Courtney Baird, aka the Oilfield Wife?
Hi, and yeah, I don't know what. I can't see the comments. Where do you see the comments?
There should be a spot for you to find the comments there. You I don't know, somewhere around there. It's comments. It should be there.
Yeah, it says chat, and then there's more. I see it. But yeah, Toby, you went live on your YouTube because I do follow you on YouTube.
Yep, I follow you on YouTube too. Every time you drop something, I get the notification, whether it's 10 times a day or once.
I don't drop times a day, but I probably on all my platforms, I probably drop 15 videos a day for sure.
Man, good for you. That's dedication, man. That is dedication to the cause.
That's a lot of hard work.
Dude, I know it's exhausting.
When you don't want to do it.
Yeah, even when you don't want to do it, you still got to do it. It's this whole experience has to come from hard work, dedication, blood, sweat, and tears.
Oh yeah. So you're streaming live on Twitch and YouTube, Facebook,
and Facebook. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and yeah, I'm stoked. And the audio will go up in a couple weeks and go out everywhere. We're good, Courtney. How are you? So Dave, one of the very first people, not one of the very first, the very first person I ever met in my social media journey from social media. Him and Donnie Boy, they reached out to me. They're like, hey, we got to hang out. We got to do something. We're all in Alberta, I guess. Yeah. We need to hang out. We need to do something. We need to create, and we came up with it. We created the Alberta Boys, and we got together and we made some magic happen one weekend, and we met at West Ed Mall, and the rest is history.
Correct. We don't get to see Donnie very much anymore, but when we do, it's always a blast. I know that, so.
It's always a blast when we get to see Donnie at any point in time. It's like Haley's Comet. We don't get to see him very often, but when we do, it's a treat. So what have you been up to, man? What's new in your world? I don't know if anyone really knows what you do, but that's what we're doing here now. And Dave, take us on what do you do? What's going on?
Right now I work at the newest project is a giraffe. And it's got a little bit of a journey that it's going to go on. Hopefully tomorrow we get to go take it down to the Calgary Zoo and try to find a piece from the zoo that we can actually put in it. So I'm not announcing that I'm going. I'm just going to show up. And I don't really like to plan events. I like to just fly with the seat of my pants.
I like that.
What is Greg always says? The Lord, or I can't remember what he says about the devil. The devil wrecks the Lord's made plans or something. It's messed up anyway, but
that's true. That is true. I don't like making plans either, right? I just kind of like doing it that way. There's no outside forces that have the chance to come in and ruin it.
Right. And right. I live by the seat of my pants every day. I do what I love every day. I create art and I offer gratitude every morning to whoever wants to come in and hang out with me. Every day, just time I get up, that's the first thing I do every day. I jump on that.
I've joined in on some of those, man. Usually, it's a little, you're probably going to bed right around the time that I'm going to work. So I don't really get to hop into your morning lives too often, your mid-morning lives too often. But when I do, it's always fun, and those sleep lives, I like coming in and watching you sleep.
My lives are like, my life is like revolves around whatever the hell I want to do. And it's the best. If I want to stay up till 5 in the morning, I can.
Yeah.
But there's most days I'm up by 8:30, 9 o'clock every day. Even if I go to bed at 4:30, 3:30, 5 in the morning, I'm up. So today did not happen.
Well, I remember the weekend. Which one was that? It was one of the weekends I slept at your house. We had sleepovers, naked pillow fights for all. It wasn't. Maybe the first time we played the garage band. The electric guitar, the literal electric guitar. We played that. I was hitting the drums and making things spark. And man, we didn't go to bed till like 4 or 5. And like I had to be at the airport the next day for, I can't remember what time, but like, dude, you were up at like 8. We went to bed 3 hours prior.
Yeah. And like Dick had to drive me to the hospital one time. I remember that.
Yeah, I did. I had to drive you to the hospital, and I slept out in the parking lot for, how long? I don't even know.
Yeah, it was a bit.
It was a bit. You had something stuck in your eye. Was it something stuck in your eye, or was it pink eye?
I know it was some, they never even pointed it down to what it was. It was just something happened to my eye that caused it to go blind for like 9 weeks.
That's fucked.
Trauma. And it was like, who knows what it was? They had no clue. It came back about a year later, but I spearheaded it with the medication that I had left over. And then they were a little bit upset with me that I just went ahead and did it. I'm like, well, it was bugging. And it had, knocking some wood, it hasn't bugged me since.
It might have something to do with not wearing your hood sometimes when you're welding.
No, it had nothing to do with the hood. Nothing at all. No, it was something foreign that either bumped my eye and caused it just to do it. They have no idea. It was definitely not welding flash. So
that's fucked, man. I remember I was at your house. You were gonna give me a ride to the airport in the morning. And then you're like, dude, I got to go to the hospital. So just in case we were there, because you know how hospitals work, I grabbed all my shit. And you went in, and I remember you made a video. I can't remember what video that was, but you made one, and it was really good. And then I waited out in the truck, and you woke me up. It was like 3 a.m. You're like, hey, I'm going to drop you off at the airport now. I can't see, but we're going.
Yeah, no, I couldn't see much.
Hey, Melissa, how are you? Melissa says, hey there, Dick and David. You guys are the best. Love your TikToks. Thanks, Melissa. Appreciate that.
Can you see the comments live, or do you have to click on the more button too to see them?
You might have to click on the more button to see them. I can see them. I don't know if there's a delay between them coming in and seeing them myself or yourself, but they're there. Melissa's commenting from Facebook. I know Carolyn Scott is from Facebook. Yeah.
Carolyn Scott is actually from all of my social media platforms. Carolyn is one of my longest standing supporters.
Yeah.
And the app as well.
I see her there.
Oh,
everywhere. I see her all over the place.
I just wanted to see if I can look at your Facebook right now while we're live and see what it shows me.
What's it showing you?
Dick Frost, video creator. Is that what you're live on right now? Is that?
Yeah, I'm live on Facebook. Yep, I'm live on the Dick Frost page. I'm live on the YouTube page and over on Twitch. I'm live on the Dick Frost page. Yeah, you're getting it. I hear the feedback.
Yeah, well, I turned that off. So.
Yeah. So, man, I remember like one of the first pieces I seen you making as part of the zoo is that dragon right there behind you.
Yeah, that's 2020. That started like right around Christmas time of 2020. I started that dragon right after I reversed, and this is reversed. So it's weird. I have to swing the camera to the opposite direction to get it to show, which makes no sense.
It's the inverted feature, man. The inverted feature is my best friend on TikTok, and I hate it. Like it's a frenemy, is what it is. I love using that. I love using it though, right? Because often I want you to read my shirt. I want you to read my hat. I want you to be able to read it without doing much work, right? And that's why I use it. But it's a pain in the ass. It
is. But like what TikTok had a feature for a while that it didn't invert you. He just inverted it for the audience so that you didn't feel like you're all dizzy, like, because it does mess you up because you're so used to seeing yourself reversed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but they took that away. They obviously that didn't work very good for them.
Are you able to move around and show us your stuff back there?
Gotta like unhitch from like the plug in, and we can go for a tour. And we've got it all set up here. Like this is basically the table of the firsts, with exception to this flower. So the first pieces that I made, this was all prior to actually deciding I was going to be an artist, and I was just messing around. And I mean, you can see what messing around led to.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. No, messing around always, we had this conversation all the time, man. Messing around leads to igniting a fire under your ass for something, right?
Yeah. And then we got into this, and this one took me 5 months, like 1,400 hours to create. And not just me, but me and Kenny and Greg and everybody that come out and helped to get like the base done, or whether it was just setting up stuff or cutting. Like it was crazy how the amount of hours. Like I can say it's 1,400, but it's probably way more than that with the added man hours of other people.
Yeah.
So
G-Unit.
And she's got quite the story. Like she's been in a car accident. She's been all over Alberta, and I believe she's going to go a lot of places in the near future. So, along with all of the rest of this stuff. And then we got the Dragon, which is another piece I started. In between here, there was a piece that's at Red Ram Truck Parks in Edmonton, which is the Ram's Head that I did mid this when it was finished. I started this piece and then I did that, and we kind of did them together because I didn't have all the parts here yet for this one.
That one there's been on quite the road trip as well.
Quite the road trip, been lost by FedEx. It's been to 9 states we went through to get it delivered, and then it took a plane ride home because unfortunately the commission didn't come through after it was done, so we had to bring it home. And I'm glad that it's here.
Yeah, of course, man.
Went on to a Silky Chicken that is in Texas right now. I do have a picture of it up on the wall. There's going to be pictures added to this display as we get it set up for what we're going to do with it. And then we went into the Owl, which is a 27 days and 350 hours. So it was long progressive builds for a while, like 27 days of 16, 18, 20 hours a day. It's not that I work 6 or 8 hours a day. It's like I work. And then I did this peacock. And in and amongst there, we were making jewelry, all kinds of different little knickknacks to try to drum up business and what we could sell to support this journey. And then we got into the Eagle, which was 2.5 months and probably 700-800 hours. This was the most dedicated piece I put together because I just started it and I finished it.
Look at the detail in it too, man. It's incredible.
Hardcore. Like this is it. It's definitely the most, almost the most lifelike piece. Now that we're getting into like the duck coming around, and it's chilling on a skateboard right now. So it gets towed around. And if we go to the zoo tomorrow, I'm going to bring that with me. So, and then we got into the Wolf, which was when this was 14 months of time in the shop, and I don't know how many hours. A lot. But it was built over time. I built the head, I did a leg, and then I did another leg, and then it sat, and then I waited until I finished a few other pieces before I brought this back in and actually completed it to where it is. It's not done. I still got to finish the base, but I haven't decided what I'm doing there yet. So that's why it's sitting like that. And then we got Justin the Beaver.
Justin Beaver.
Which is a really awesome, cool build. And then now we're into the aquatics, and like people go, well, this isn't a lot of art. Well, this took me 2 years, 2.5 years probably to do all those pieces. And what's on this table took me like 5 weeks.
Yeah, you evolved, right?
I came back from a trip to LA when I went, and I got an opportunity to work with somebody I hold in a high regard in the art world, and he's inspired me right from the first time I seen his pieces. And not only did I get to go down and collaborate with him, but I was the first person that he's ever allowed in his shop and collaborated with him. And like, to me, that's a blessing right there, as to, man, he sees some value in me, and now he's asked me to take all these pieces down to Florida.
Are you going to do it?
The galleries. I haven't decided yet. I've got these listed on my website, all of the sea animals, because we're all created to sell.
Yeah.
But I really struggle with that. These are my blood, sweat, and tears that go into this. Like this piece here, when I get over to the giraffe, this is going to be, I think, a signature now, is the way I'm making these eyes on some of these animal pieces, because this just turned out so freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm going to try to replicate that. And then we got the seahorse. And I mean, these things range from 8,000 to 22,000. So they're not pieces of art. And then we've got the starfish, which is also musical. I don't want to pick it up right now, but I could if I found a way to put this down. And then the jellyfish. It's not completed yet. I'm waiting for an airbrush to get here. And then I'm going to airbrush this whole top in a blue and yellow and green theme. And then the lighting's going to actually glow and go in and out of blue and yellow. So, and we've got all these little pieces. Mickey Mouse and Marvin the Martian and the penguin and then the Kool-Aid Man. And all these pieces like that were all built live by somebody saying, hey, can you make this?
Yeah.
And there's those pieces in the zoo. Like in my art is like, somebody's asking, can you make this? Sure, I can make it. I can make anything. And like there's a parrot, angels, my mental health stuff. We're gonna do some more stuff because it is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. We got a baby duck. The other one of those, Jeremy actually has one. Jeremy Littell has one of those.
Yep.
We've got some trucks here and the Jetson Mobile.
I love that.
Who didn't grow up with the Jetsons? But like the latest piece that come was the Marlin. And I mean, I got motorcycles. I have to do more motorcycles and some cars, but like this Marlin is sick.
That is fucking sick.
And
I
that's
love that.
included in that section over there of the 5.5 weeks since I got back from LA.
So, hey, Dave, just in case nobody knows, how do you make these and what are they made out of?
It's all made of recycled silverware, upcycled silverware. And we got a full life-size lion that I'm working on. And we've got a goose down over here because we are Canadian. But it's, man, like I've got so many projects on the go. It's like I feel like I'm so far behind. I'm like, I'm first, right? And then we get into this cool piece, which is a memorial piece of Amara, the giraffe that just died in Calgary.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's going to be stunning. The features on the face are pretty rad. And when I actually have a picture of the giraffe here in the face, and it's like I'm trying to recreate it as best I can to look like what that giraffe looked like in a 1/3 scale. But I don't even know what that looks like, because I just make things. I just make things.
You do incredible work, man, and it's amazing how it all started, because like you said, 2020, right? And the pandemic, basically, just before the pandemic, but it was leading into that. But like, you were an oil field trucker.
Oh yeah, business guy. Well, not even just an oil field trucker, but like business development. I was self-employed my whole life. I let go of my whole professional career. I let go of managing a company that I still own part of when we manufactured fiberglass rebar for infrastructure. I was going all over North America with that, as well as working with another company and their dealer networking. Spending time with the Canadian Arizona Business Council doing trade relations between Canada, Arizona, and Mexico. And being part of an insight group where we got to talk about and make changes so that we could have better relations between Arizona, Canada, Mexico, and the countries in a whole, which was really cool. I'm just this farm kid from Alberta. I'm just a farm boy from Alberta, oil field trucker. But I mean, like I spent all my life evolving into something different. Whether it was me, the landscaper, the house builder, the car salesman, the repair guy, to now just saying, you know what, that's too much of a distraction with all of those things, and I just want to focus on this.
You realize that, hey, you know what, like, and I'm not saying it's not everything, really it's not, but like you realize, like, after, as you were coming through and evolving into a different person every time, like, hey, maybe money isn't everything, maybe it's not, you made you miserable, first of all, chasing the dollar. So now you're like, hey, you know what? I want to be creative. I want to get my hands on something, and I want to be like, fuck yeah, this makes me feel good.
Yeah.
You know, and you see that it reflects in your work, man. And like, you know, one thing I love about going to your house, I love going to your house. A lot of people might have an issue with it when they go over, and you know what, like you're not giving all your attention to them, right? That's not why I go there. I go there to watch you
Yeah.
pour your heart into something you love.
And that's a hard thing too. And I've talked about this with lots of people, is like people come over and yeah, I don't really drop everything to give them full attention, because like that's just not me.
Yeah.
Like I shouldn't say that. I do know how to give people attention when I want to do it and when it's right. But there's just time where like if I'm on go mode, I don't want to be distracted. I want to be disrupted, but I still want people to come hang out. Like I'm going to need somebody for the whole month of July, to be here every day. So
what do you got going on in July?
I got some things cooking in July that I'm going to need the help here. I'm going to need the help, and I've got Mitch Mullins. We've got Mitch Mullins coming up the third week of this month. So he's coming all the way up from the U.S. and it's really cool. I'm super excited because again, somebody I hold in a high regard as much as yourself, Dick, and many other creators that I've met off of social media that have become friends and even more. And I've got the opportunity to go out and meet a few people. And I don't do that enough. And like I know like Jeremy will say, well, I want to meet up. I'll meet up with anybody. And he stands by that. He actually does. Where it's like I'm more reserved than I'm not really a people person. I'm an introverted extrovert, and it's great that I can turn these cameras on and people are saying, well, you're crazy. Well, yeah, I am half crazy, but if I want to shut this off, I get to shut it off. And if I go into an environment where I'm in public, it's sometimes very challenging for me to be there.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I hear that, man. I hear that. And yeah, I like meeting up. I meet up with damn near everybody that sends me a message. Hey, you want to meet up? And I'm like, let's do it. Right. Let's do it. And let's make a video while we're at it. Or we don't even have to make a video. There's been times where we've hung out. We've just hung out. There's no videos being made. Right. And that's cool too. I appreciate the hell out of that.
And, you know, and I try to keep my private life private. I share what I want to share. And like, that's, if you see me off, it's probably because I'm doing something in my private life that I don't want everybody knowing about.
Yep.
And respect level too. Some people want to interfere with our private lives a little more than they should. And I just ask for that respect, because I give that respect. I don't go prying on people's personal lives unless they want to share. And like, what do you want? Comfort or solution?
Solution.
And that's a lot of people don't want. People just want to be heard.
It's true.
We're not all looking for a solution all the time. We want to be heard.
That's pretty important too, Dave. And like, you know, so outside of segueing into that, you know, like one thing I really enjoy about being your friend, for all intents and purposes, we're fucking friends, man. Like, you know, one thing I really enjoy about being your friend is that, you know, if I ever have an issue or a problem, you know, as a man, and we can go to each other, right? And I've watched you cry, dude. I've watched you cry, and it's not like something that's like, oh, haha, Dave's crying. It's like, man, Dave's crying. Like, let's figure out why. Let's listen if we need to listen, and talk if we need to talk, right? And I love that about you, man. I love that you're very forward thinking, and you're very like open about your mental health.
Yeah. Well, that video that you popped that you used as an intro I did one video prior to that. And then it just clicked in my head and the emotion came out as like, man, this fork has inspired so many people. Right? Just this fork, whether it's that fork or any other fork that I've touched before. And how many other people have touched that fork or the utensils that are in these pieces, like the polar bears that came from all over Alberta, from as far as Medicine Hat to Grand Prairie, Edson to Lloydminster. Right. And I traveled to get it all. I didn't have 25,000 forks when I started that piece. I had to go acquire them. Right. In 5 months, I acquired 25,000 forks, roughly.
Wow.
Which was like, that's insurmountable. When you think about that, other than going just to the store and buying, I thrifted it all. I upcycled it all. And there's pieces, all of the handles, we still have them from every piece, but every piece segregated that I made. And yeah, some have come out and gone into other pieces, which is cool.
Absolutely.
But I still have pieces that it says polar bear handle right on it. All those handles went into crates. So I have a piece that I can turn into a heart or a necklace or a ring or some sort of jewelry later on down the line. We don't know what it's going to be like. I'm not much of a thrower outer though. I'm more of a hoarder.
Ooh. No, and that's all a part of like your upcycling, right?
Yeah.
It's you don't believe in throwing shit out. Every piece that someone views as garbage, and I've seen your shop, dude. Every piece that someone views as garbage, Dave, you view it as, I could use this for something.
It's an opportunity.
It's an opportunity. Everything has another beginning. Every ending is some other beginning. How the fuck does that go? Every ending is some other beginning's end, or however the fuck that song went. You know what I'm trying to say?
But I mean, my whole thing is changing the conversation. If we can take something as easily discardable as kitchen utensils or kitchen items, because we do throw them out, right? They get tossed, they get passed down, and people don't want them. And it's like, I got so many grandma's travel spoons here that it would make your head spin. But at the end of the day, it's like, what do you do with it? Yeah, I could go to China, buy the silverware cheaper, recycled silverware. It's all the same, would be really great to work with because it's probably lighter gauge, more malleable. But I don't do that. I save that process and just flip it into stuff right now. And that's how we can do that with so much of discarded things, whether it's furniture, like everything is a life cycle. But it's also got an extended life cycle if we really want to look at it.
Oh, 100%.
I don't buy anymore typically. I unless it's tools, like, and my tools I buy a lot of new, and we work with other companies now that support my mission, and it's great to have. Like, we got a banner wall, which is like, I never thought we'd have this before. Okay, we got a wall of banners with companies that are standing up and they're coming to the table and saying, we love what you're doing.
Yeah, which welding company sponsors you?
Miller, and then we've got Simder, and we've got Nipex pliers. Nipex just came on not long ago, which is great.
I saw that video. Yeah,
we get to try out all this new stuff. Anything that we want, they just send it out, and it's like, and it's not anything you want. I'm not gonna just go get something for the heck of it. But I can tell you, like, they're the above Snap-on tools.
Yeah,
and I mean, I have tools here, which is like, I don't even use them. I'm at the point where it's like, I want to shed so much of this stuff that's here, and I have shed it to chase my dream. I sold pulling trucks. I've sold things that I thought I loved, but I really didn't.
Well, you recently got some advice from Rosie O'Donnell. What did she tell you?
It's to sell your wares, to sell it to the world, get it out into the world. And I'm not saying I'm here to go against what she says, because I believe in what she says. But it's just I want to approach it a different way, right? And I don't actually see selling these big pieces as one item. And it's not that people couldn't afford it. Like, 125,000 for that dragon, people can afford it. If somebody wants it, they're going to buy it.
Do you say 125,000 or 25,000?
125.
What, like there's a one in front of that 25?
One in front of that 25.
Wow. Dude, it took you a long ass time.
But no, I'm that, right? To that value. I'm not even saying that it's the time going into it anymore. It's the creative mind that's built it. And we need to celebrate living artists. And it's, my whole thing is, okay, Rosie's got a great idea. Sell all this stuff. Okay, you put money in your bank, you get to clean out this whole shop and be inspired because it's empty. Some of the worst times is like when this stuff was out on display at the JPL, because it's been on display before.
Yep.
I come in my shop and I'm actually deflated because I don't see it. Because I don't see it. I want to be inspired by what I've created, and other people are inspired by what I've created. So keeping it together is cool. This main thing we call the zoo, but we get into like the aquatics and those things. I can see those leaving. I don't have the same emotional attachment to these pieces as I do those. They're not done on the scale.
Yeah, no, and dude, you can see it. You can tell. You can tell you want to let them go, but like you don't, right? And dude, that's huge. You know, you want to be motivated. You want to be inspired by by them by their physical being, right?
Yeah.
And that's I get that. I get that in a way. I get that in a way for sure. But, like all that, all that well before you got sponsored and stuff like that, all them welding rods and shit, that had to get expensive.
Oh, they're still not. I'm still not being sponsored for any materialistic things that I use here.
We got to
That's
change that.
work on, and I need to spend more time on that because there is companies out there that have reached out, and I want to be an artist and a creator. I need some help on the back end to make sure that things are running seamlessly. And yeah, it's going to cost me money, but it'll actually save me money.
That's
and
true.
Actually promote more, and I'll be able to get things done properly. And I'm done being a business guy. I want to be a creator. I want to be an artist. And so with that Drew art gallery, like so Dave is the publicist, and he removes the emotion from the art. Right? He just looks at a piece and goes, "Okay, what do you want for it? I don't know. That's too much. And this is what we're gonna do." Right? Or though that's not enough here, we're gonna bump this up, and we're gonna sell it for you. But he removes the emotion from the pieces and just says, this is a business transaction. And like I need that in my life. I need that devil's advocate on my shoulder saying, if you can't hang on to it all. But when I sell the line, I doubt it. That thing's gonna be 2,000 hours. Like it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, man. You gotta, you need that. You need that for sure. Because I remember when I first started hanging out with you, right? It was you were unsure. You were unsure, right? And there have been some trying times, dude, where like you weren't sure, what was gonna. Yeah, those roses are beautiful.
Here's a great way to support an artist is to buy the things that we have to sell.
How much are those roses?
$450, and then the regular singles, when I color them, they're $130.
Right? I still got to get one for the Casey.
And like I don't find that we're doing a waffle. So we got a waffle draw that's $100. Get your name in. There's 100 spots, and there's 5 prizes that get pulled out. And everybody that buys a waffle gets a key to the zoo. Which
shit.
This is actually part of the Wolf. So when I say I save everything, I save everything. These are all numbered and stamped. They got the upcycler stamp on them. They've got, this is the original. This is mine. This is the number 1. And I've got a kid working on making me a thing. When they hit the door, it actually turns the light green. So it's going to be great.
Like the key turns green?
The key's going to turn the light on the door green when you come here.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And everybody's welcome to come hang out. I would prefer that people call before they come to make sure that there's not something going on that I don't want people to be around or safety concern, anything. But I mean, we're at the point where we got to open this to the public, and I've been talking about that again this year. It's like just putting it out locally for people to come view it.
Yeah.
But it means I got to floors every morning.
Well, if you want to talk safety, let's talk safety. Has anyone ever broken their nose at your house, Dave?
Broken their nose? Yeah.
Just one time?
There's been a few things. Like, again, I had another artist working out of here as well. And but yeah, somebody didn't know how to shoot a gun properly.
Oh, man, what a loser.
Yeah, and he got the scope in the nose.
What a loser. I'm glad I took my glasses off.
Yeah.
We were shooting Tannerite, and I'm like, I got this. Dave was taking the video, actually, and if you watch back in the video, Dave could clearly see that the butt end of the gun was definitely not in the right spot, but he kept on filming.
But that's okay. We want that fun.
It was good. It was worth it.
But we got a safety officer now here. Nola's got a promotion. So
Nola's the safety officer now.
Yeah, Nola got a promotion. So she took her hard hat off yesterday, though. I don't know if she was resigning or what, but yeah, she's had the typewriter for a while, and yeah, she broke her hand.
How? What did she do to break her hand?
They don't know how she broke her hand, but her hand's kind of broken, so she needs some repair.
Oh, oh, you still there? Can you hear me? Oh, there you are.
This went
So,
off.
fun fact about Nola, I actually have a video in my draft still from like a year and a half ago, maybe, where Nola was on the throne with Dick in your bathroom.
And why haven't you done that yet?
I don't know. I haven't put it up. I want to. I gotta find it. Maybe I want to redo it. Maybe there was something to it that I gotta redo. Maybe I need safety officer Nola.
Yeah.
You should.
And,
Where is Nola? Let's see Nola.
oh, Nola's took her hair off. She's just like right there.
Oh, there's Nola sitting on the swing. That swing has seen some magic. That swing has been a part of history.
Yeah, that swing's been here since I started this journey, and a lot of people have sat on that thing.
Uncle Hack,
yeah, Donnie, yeah,
Dick Frost, Big
everybody,
Seuss.
and like Nola's been high and sitting in that chair, and people coming in taking selfies with her. It's been really awesome. And Nola typically scares people. Like when she was up on the balcony, up like in the library, we call it, and Brett Rook was here. And he's like, of course he had to make content with her.
But everyone makes content with Nola.
It looks so lifelike. She just sits there, doesn't move. People are like,
everybody makes content with Nola. It's kind of like Murphy's Law when you're at the zoo, right? Well, back then it wasn't called the zoo. It wasn't called the zoo yet. It was just Dave's, right? Let's go to the upcycler's house, right? Yeah. And there was Murphy's Law to make content with Nola.
Yeah, and she had her own page, which now is transformed into the team page, which is the behind the scenes. If I'm doing something a little bit sillier, I put it on there and see how it does, test the waters, and if it's okay, then we've got the kids page now. We've got the kids doing a little bit. I lost access to it for a little while, but I got it back. So. And then we've got the Fort Sakes page, which is just a page that I bought as a backup.
Dude, I love your kids. Your kids are awesome.
My kids are great. Wrecker was down here, and he's like, "What do you need, Dad?" Before we started, and I don't really need anything. Just go chill. They left the dog in here though, so Molly's laying on the floor with a brand new haircut. And if you watch my Instagram or stories today or Snap stories, you can see I did my hair to match Nola. Can you green screen in a picture on here?
You might be able to. Hold on a sec.
No, I don't think you can.
Let's see here.
No,
I don't think you can. Let me see. Let me see here. No, I don't think I can. Hold on, banners. Let me see. Okay. Send me the picture you want, and I'll put it up right now.
I can't.
I got it. Okay. All right. Well, we'll figure it out. So, Dave, I wanted you to be my very first guest on this podcast. Like you, number one. I wanted it for so long. When I was planning this whole thing out to get this podcast going, it was Dave has to be number one, right? Like Dave has to be. And I had a certain date in mind, and when that date came and I couldn't get you, and understand you're really busy, I get it. I'm not faulting you for that. It kind of like, hey man, the show must go on, but I'm getting Dave on for number 2. And then I've got to get Dave on for number 3, number 4, number 5. And here we are at like 23.
Is it 23?
I think this is 23. I think we're almost with bonus episodes, man. We're 6 months into this.
I just want to be a bonus episode. That's what I said, isn't it?
Well, whatever. You're a bonus in my heart. You're a bonus in my life.
But I'll take a number.
Hell, you're a bonus in my life. You could be a bonus episode. I don't care. That means it won't go till like July, but or whatever. We can put out more bonus episodes. It's my fucking podcast. I make the fucking rules. You're a bonus episode, and that's that. Fuck it.
Right. So what's on the horizons for you?
What's on the horizons? Oh man, I'm trying to get Jeremy Littell. We've made the plans, right? So, the podcast is sponsored by the way, it's sponsored by the Mudman. www.mudmanmarket.com for all your drilling fluids and laboratory equipment needs, guys. Get on it. www.mudmanmarket.com. The podcast is sponsored. And I'm just as excited about it as I was 4 episodes ago when we first dropped the information, when it first got announced. He initially wanted to do, he's like, hey, listen, I want to sponsor it permanently, but let's go with 5 episodes. And I think this will be the 5th episode. And you know what? I'm in it for life, baby. Me and the Mudman for life. Do you know what viscosity means, Dave?
Viscosity is thick. It's like thick.
Can you say it? Can you say it like it's thick?
No, I don't have that microphone. I invest in
thickness.
I need to invest in one of those. I need to actually make a room where I just chill. Right? Because like I get this expectation from different people from what I'm doing, whether people don't like when I'm not creating, they don't like when I'm not, like, they want me to battle, they want me to create. Everybody wants a little piece, different piece of me. And it's like, well, you're getting everything. So I don't know how people can complain about that. I really don't. I'm in my shop 16 hours a day, at least 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
Whether I'm live or not, that's different, but I'm live creating. And
dude, I know if I want to call you, I check first to see if you're live. And if you're not live, I'm like, yeah, I got to call Dave.
So do a lot of people.
Yeah. That's just how it is.
I really know that I've got to spend some more time live on other platforms, which I haven't been doing, or like live cross live. I just wish Facebook would get over the thing of not being able to have music on the background. Yeah,
no, that's weird. And yeah, I wanna, so a future episode, I gotta go live on other platforms too, but a future episode, we had one with Uncle Hack, we had one with Dougie Snakes. Now we got to get the 2 together, and it's planned, right? But we can't go live on Facebook with it, and that hurts. I don't want to lose my platform. I don't want to get banned.
Yeah, I've learned not to post anything that is risky. Even like you were talking about the live ban, play that anymore.
The what?
We can't even play the live band anymore because every time we do it, we get banned instantly.
On Facebook?
No, not on Facebook. On TikTok.
Really? Why?
Dangerous acts, they say, and it's like it's not. But it's, again, as we get bigger, we all know that there's people that disagree with how we do things.
Absolutely.
And it's like, if you don't like me, there's those 2 words: fork off.
Go fork yourself.
No, but really, like, leave me alone. I'm not here to bug you. Why are you bugging me?
Yep. There's a lot of people that are like that, you know, and I say a lot of, so on Facebook, you're monetized on Facebook, aren't you?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. Okay. So
I get this is not monetizable on Facebook.
That's fair. So on Facebook we're monetized, and you know, it's hard to not reply the way I want to reply on Facebook because I'll get demonetized. So now I say to people that come on my page that have something to say about my content, I'm like, hey, you realize that you don't like this content, but I'm getting paid for this content. You're literally here whining for free. How does that make you feel? Right? And they usually shuts them right up. They never comment back.
Yeah. But again, like, they have all this hate built up inside of them because they've got long-standing issues that they haven't dealt with in their own life. And we've talked about this in length on many other occasions. And until we deal with those internal demons, we're going to spread hate all over the world. We're going to spew garbage. We're going to dump garbage cans on people that don't deserve it.
Yeah.
And it is Awareness Month. And like you said, I'm open with my feelings, with my sensitivity. I'll be sensitive on here. It doesn't bother me. If something's bugging me, I'm going to talk about it. There's certain things right now that I wish I could just talk about.
Yep. I can't talk about a lot of things. I'm not allowed to say a lot of things. As a creator that has sponsorship deals on the line, that has You know, I've turned this into a small business as a guy who has like not even a reputation. People know that I like to talk, but you know, there's a lot of things that I want to say that I'm not allowed. I got to keep
Yeah.
quiet and move forward with my life,
Yeah.
right? And that's fine. I do that every day, right? Casey and I were talking about this morning. She said, I couldn't imagine if Dick Frost had come out 5, 6, 7 years earlier, right? Like in my 20s, my early 20s, mid 20s, had Dick Frost come out. You know, the amount of opportunities that I've saw and grabbed after, and like the affiliations, the sponsorships, they wouldn't even look at me because, like, dude, there'd be a lot of people on the internet that I would have made cry because of their shit. It wouldn't have been good.
I'm well reserved anymore, but I mean, we still have a lot of fun. We still have a lot of fun, and I push late nights on TikTok. I do, and it's like, you know, if I'm not allowed to live my life and be myself authentically, I don't want your money anyway.
Yep, 100%, 100%.
And
Because in the end, that's what this whole journey is about: being you.
Yeah, if I've said this, if I want to be free, I got to be me. If I want to be free, I got to be me.
Yep.
And I mean, if you don't like me in certain points of my life, then don't watch. If you're just here for the creativity, make sure you're coming in when I'm creating the shop.
Yep.
If not, roll on. If you don't like when I'm battling other people because it's fun, I mean, we have a lot of fun doing it. We haven't got the costumes out in a while. We talked about dusting those things off and bringing them down here.
The gold shorts.
The gold shorts are a thing, and wait for the merch link in bio coming out for the gold shorts. I want everybody to have a pair.
Oh no, you didn't. Are you doing it?
Yeah, we're doing it totally with
nice.
Fork it on the button, upcycler on the front, and then there's a spin-off to that with a new line of stuff that's hopefully gets shipped out. I got a message him and just tell him to ship it. Let's not wait for any more stuff. Let's just ship it.
Have you ever thought about, have you ever gotten to the point mentally where you're just like, I don't want to do this no more, and just packed it in?
I did. I packed it in like a couple of weeks ago. I shut my page down and everything. And it all revolves around a few people that got up into my personal life. And then they start spreading rumors. They think that this is going on and that's going on, but they actually don't know. They're making assumptions. And it's hard. And like, we've had to disconnect my personal life, 100% unplug my personal life from social media. Right. And that's hard. That's hard. It's not something I ever thought I would have to do.
Yeah.
But when people spread rumors that they think are true, and they try to spread the message in and amongst people that are supporting me or friends, and it's like, I would hope that those people reach out and say, hey, what's going on? And guess what? It happened. And then all of a sudden now they're tail tucked. And then they create another page and they want to try to deflame you, or what is that word?
Defame. Defame, I guess, would be one. Yeah. Defamation.
Yeah. And it's pure. And I want to advise everybody that's listening. Defamation of character is a criminal offense in Canada and the U.S.
So when you call someone a racist when they're not actually a racist, that's defamation of character.
Well, any insinuation that you're making and you try to spread that without proper evidence, it is defamation of character. And there is actually pages on TikTok that the RCMP have created to talk about that, because it is a real thing. It's got to be a real thing on the platform, on many platforms.
It's not just the RCMP either, right? You got like the Toronto Police Force. They're on TikTok. They go live every morning for like an hour or two. I see their lives all the time. You got the Edmonton Police Services. They go live on TikTok all the time. You Vancouver PD, the VPD, they go live. All these police services, they're like, hey, listen, this is against the law, guys. And here's where you could be crossing a line. You may or may not know it, but by age 12, you cannot. Ignorance is not an excuse. by age 12, it's expected of you to know the law. So, before age 12, go ahead and break it and be like, oh, I didn't know. But after that, you're fucked.
Yeah. And like people don't realize that you can't hide behind a VPN. You can't hide because it's not that hard to find out who you are and where you live.
It's not. It really isn't.
And it's not for mine. It's we don't get that, but there is channels of the law that will have that for you, and they will deal with it.
Yep. It's kind of crazy, man. Like grown adults, man. Like we've had this you and I have had this conversation a lot. Grown adults that have nothing better to do with their time, right? And that's hard. That's hard, man. You and I had some mutuals at the very beginning, and it's been hard to walk away because of the history, right? But it gets to the point where fuck history, right? You don't do nothing for me anymore except for cause me a headache, and I gotta walk away. And sometimes you gotta know when to burn a bridge and just let it burn. I can swim, right? I can swim. I'm burning that fucker.
And personal boundaries, and whether it's on social media or anywhere, are something that you need to hold firm. Yep. And if they hurt other people, that's on them. If it hurt my boundary, that's on you. It's not on me. I set that to protect my own mental well-being, my own mental capacity. I'm not meant to deal with everybody. I'm definitely not meant to deal with everybody.
If you could say something to 2018 Dave right now, what would 2023 Dave say to 2018 Dave?
Well, 2018 was a year of a lot of things that happened in my life. That was the year I chose to get divorced. The year I looked at myself and didn't even realize I didn't love myself. I didn't even know how to. So I would go forward from that, because that was the journey of like, just let it all go. Don't worry about what other people think of you. And we've had this conversation where I've been called a disappointment, or I've been, you're crazy, or you must be on drugs, or that's why you're so creative, or this is going on, or that's going on. And you have to let that shit go. No matter what other people say about you or think about you, it's none of your business. Unless it's like the defamation of character, then it is your business. And you're allowed to, and hey, you're allowed to stand up for yourself. If somebody does you dirty, you are allowed to call them out. And guess what? It's going to hurt them. It's not going to hurt you, but you have to be very, very, very careful on how you do that too. Because again, I'm not here to call out people that have done dirty. I don't care. I just move on. Block, delete, move on.
I had to be okay with that. Last November, I had to get okay with the block button. I swore I'd never use it, and it was like, it was doing more harm than good not to use it. So it was like, this is gonna hurt, right? But who is it gonna hurt? What happened after that? Nothing. Nothing happened. Nothing bad came of it. I'm still alive. I still got a beautiful family, still got a job. All I did was hit a block button. You know what I mean? And what good came out of that was the amount of amazing content that I was able to see once the pollution was gone was amazing.
Yeah.
It opened up my FYP to some amazing stuff. And people I hadn't seen in a long time were now were now on my feed again. They were gracing their content, their amazing content, into my life, right? It was like, boom, it brought Bud back. I was starting not to have fun on this app. And then, and then, I hit that block button, fun again. Amazing how that happens.
Yeah. And you say, what would I tell myself though? If I went back and I told myself I'd be doing this right now, I would be laughing in my face at 2002. Even in 2018, I'd be laughing, saying you're gonna be making these amazing sculptures and inspiring people. And I could say, like, my DMs have been in the last few months very, very honorable and rewarding to receive messages from people, whether it's just getting them on a new project or picking up an old project or trying something new, or just giving them a safe place to come and hang out without expectation, and just to be themselves, be their authentic selves, and
Yep.
to know we all struggle. We all fucking struggle.
Big shout out to Uncle Animal, who's coming in from YouTube. What's going on, Uncle Animal?
Uncle Animal's a great dude. Chris is awesome, and I would hope that everybody picks him up. And
Uncle Animal's the shit.
A lot of things that have happened in the last while, Animal gets picked up and just started showing up.
Yep. Speaking of the Canalian, what's up, buddy? How are you? How are you, man? I love the Canalian. I'm trying to get the Canalian on the podcast, but I sent him a message. He read it and never got back to me. I'm calling you the fuck out, buddy. Come on.
Left him on red, and I know. I again here. You want to talk about challenge? Look at the fact that his account has been taken. His main account, all that hard work, ripped out from underneath, and I've had account totally blacklit, taken away, but we got it right back. We got it right back. Or their shows of what they're doing now, where they just take it. There's no explanation. There's no nothing.
I'm holding you to it, Canalian. We got. Hey, I'm sending you a message when we're done here. Boom. Over.
And just ED off of it, okay?
Dude, you said you inspired other people. Let's talk about that. Chelsea, man. That was number one.
Number one. Yeah, that's again, she's doing her own thing. She's got her journeyman welder. She's out there working every day, creating, I think, when she can. And I wish her all the best. And we still keep in touch a little bit here and there, but we don't do what we used to, and it would be great to be able to do that again. I just don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
I talked about artists come out to my shop, and I look around, and as big a shop I got, it's really hard to think about somebody else having a mess in here too.
Yeah. I've seen your shop, dude. I couldn't imagine anyone else's laundry all over the floor there.
No, we've got it really actually looking really good in here. Other than right where my mess is every day in the studio part where I'm creating, that's always messy.
Can you do me a favor?
But
sorry, continue on with your thought.
But I'm just saying, I'm a messy. Creative people are messy. I'm messy, but I know exactly where I put shit. And when I say that, that Marvin the Martian, somebody came in and was like, "Can you make Marvin the Martian out of this little thing?" It was flipping. I'm like, yeah, and I knew exactly where the feet were. I knew exactly where the hands were. And if anybody was else in here sorting shit out, Kenny was really good. But Kenny also been with me for freaking 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
He would communicate with me before we did stuff. Or he was great at labeling. And Chelsea was too. Chelsea helped out with some organization around here, and it's still in place. And it's just, I'm a messy dude.
I love it. So can you do me a favor? Can you show me the bathroom?
It's actually not that bad, I don't think.
No, we just gotta look at the bathroom. I got to see the bathroom, man. There's a reason. There's a segue there. We got to see the bathroom, and there it is, man. So this isn't the birthplace of On the Throne with Dick, but it might as well be. L2 in West Edmonton Mall was there's the dirty tub. The L2 it was the first time I interviewed someone else. But Dave's bathroom, I feel it kind of really inspired me to keep going with that, because that's not where On the Throne was originally intended on going, right? We were just given bathroom tips for the first 3 episodes. Episode 4 pops along, Donnie and I. Episode 5, Dave's bathroom. And then, you know what, dude? Who knows where it would have went from there if it wouldn't have been, as awesome as it was. And eventually it turned into a fucking podcast.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is a lot of one thing I want to just try to share with you right now is I think it's a great feeder content to have your On the Thrones with the people that are coming on, and it's Artem is another great creator on TikTok and YouTube. He just passed 1 million on YouTube, and he's got 1.7 on TikTok. But he's been able to move his following around, and he does that by bonus content on YouTube.
Yep.
So he started on YouTube and he actually went over to TikTok and grew faster on TikTok than he did on YouTube. But he still is pushing people through all the way around where he's offering bonus content to on other platforms to get you engaged on all of them. And I think it's a great way for you to like, well, my Ear on the Thrones could be your feeder videos to your extra content.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? And like, I've been able to move my following around on the internet too, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, we're almost at 23K on Facebook. Shout out to Facebook. We just hit 36K, I think, over on Instagram. You know, over on YouTube, we're still growing. We're like 620, but like, you know, we're getting there. I don't post there as often as I should. And you know, 2 TikTok accounts and they're doing all right, but man, it's exhausting. It is. It's a lot of work.
I've got 2 Facebook accounts, 2 Instagram accounts. I've got 5 TikTok accounts,
Yep.
1 YouTube, 1 Clapper, Likey. I don't like how many platforms, like, but you gotta be on them all. You gotta be on them all.
Got it. Yep. Yeah, I just started. I didn't just start it, but I re-downloaded it, Reddit the other day, and I didn't know how I could use Reddit in my social media game, but it clicked. The fucking podcast goes over on Reddit and LinkedIn, right? And that's, I think, a large part of the podcast following is actually from LinkedIn. So
yeah, I think you could like LinkedIn's. I've got a great following on LinkedIn, but it's actually not around the arts. It's around engineers and government officials, right?
yeah,
And it and again, like they see what I'm doing and they're right. They're like scratching their head. And the biggest thing I have to say to this is when I left my professional career, I took a bunch of silverware and I started welding it together. And people thought I was crazy. Like, you got a family to feed. How could you just walk away from everything to do this? How are you going to feed your family? It's like, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Money flows to and through us. I mean, I've been blessed with very successful businesses in the past, but I also met many heavy challenges in those businesses too.
yep,
and had to figure my way out of some big holes. And I don't want to be in that position anymore. I don't want that responsibility, if that makes sense.
that makes complete sense.
I've gained a different responsibility. When I don't go live, people are there's people that need us in their lives, right? But that's saying, like, we all move on. If somebody just disappears, like there's 2 things that are certain in life. There's life and death.
Taxes.
Right? Well, taxes too, but like, let's just move to Costa Rica, or there's none. Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn my Wi-Fi off. So,
Are you back?
dude, like you said, people need us in their lives, and you know, we get a lot of messages. Oh, I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, they come accustomed to it.
Yeah, man. And you know, when we talk mental health, right? I like the mental health episode I did. I get a lot of messages back saying, "Man, I need to hear that. I needed to hear 2 dudes that are blue collar workers that are like, you know, not alphas, man. We're helping people along the way, and we're not afraid to speak up and be like, hey, there's a fucking problem here, and we need to help each other, because at the end of the day, we're all we got. We're here for each other." And getting those messages from people being like, hey man, thanks for talking about that. Thanks for that really helped me. Thank you. Right now, that's huge. And you know, I never know what to say when I get presented with those compliments or comments or messages. And the one time, Corso Chris, who's been a big staple in both our lives, you know, she was in a live one time when someone came in and thanked me for something, and I didn't know how to say it, so I kind of made a joke, and she's like, hey, that he's being authentic, you know, like he has an issue and he looks up to you in that way. He's like, you need to step up and be like, hey, I own that shit, you know, own it. Just say you're welcome, and you don't even need to say you're welcome. You'll never need never say thank you, because like, or whatever, you know, I'm here, and I love you, man. You know what I mean?
I've said this, if people really need to reach out, they can send me messages. I can't promise I'll get back, but the important ones I will for sure.
I get
And
back.
I just got one the other day. Oh, sometimes I missed them. Like my inbox on social media is overwhelmed. Like I can say that, and so it's hard to sometimes see them all. And when I picked them up, maybe it might be a month later, and it's like sometimes it's too late, obviously. But I don't feel like it's ever too late. I think divine timing is a real thing. But I mean, just hearing, I had one gentleman message me a couple of days ago about just putting in the hard work to get his life back when he didn't want to. When everything around him was starting to fail, and he's like, I can just sit here in this shit bath and splash it all over myself. But he got up and he went to work. He started doing different things, took on another project, and that transpired into him having a healthy work life.
Yep.
And removed, and it's got him off of sitting on social media, right? Because I think that's it's a vice for a lot of people too. I know it is.
You and me have that vice.
And like I do have that vice. When I took my account down and I started to look at it, I didn't even realize how much TikTok held me accountable for my daily routine. I went 2 days of my morning gratitude, and it's like, fuck, right? So I just had to turn it back on, and I did.
You know what? We talked about this a lot. The reason why I got into TikTok, I didn't know. I wasn't happy in my day to day, right? All I was doing was working. I wasn't home a lot. And I wasn't sure if this industry was where I wanted to be anymore. The oil and gas industry, I was falling out of love with it. I wasn't sure if that's what I wanted, right? And when I got onto TikTok and whatnot, it showed me I was a part of a community, right? And not just the small Alberta community. At first I was, but after a little while, I became part of the worldwide oil and gas community, right? It's everywhere, man. And so became a part of the worldwide oil and gas community, and just talking to other guys around the world and shit like that, and having fun and helping grow our niche and making the industry look like a fun place to be. It's not some robotic place where it just sucks all the fun out, We can have a good time, right? And it's becoming a lot better in that case. I fell back in love with the industry and realized I wanted to be there. I needed to be there. I had to be there. It's where I want to be. And man, look, dude, like, come on, like a whole merch line, fucking, dude, it's been incredible. It's been a ride, right? But, the last couple weeks, I've taken a little bit of a step back from social media, right? Not the podcast. I've actually been going deeper into the podcast, but I haven't been posting much on TikTok. I haven't been going live on much on TikTok. I haven't been really posting that much anywhere. And we had this conversation this morning on the phone when we were talking. I watched a movie for the first time in a couple of years. And it was like, wow, a movie. I sat there and I watched a movie with my wife and my kids, and it's insane. My Fire Stick, my Amazon Fire Stick, I take it around to hotels and camps with me, and I plug it into the back of the TV, and that's where I watch my movies. Sat in my bag for 2 years, didn't plug it in. It's plugged into the back of my TV right now. I was watching a show. I got into 911. I'm on season 3 already.
I definitely don't watch TV. I am TV to myself. Like I create my own. I don't know. I find it mundane to watch TV shows, but I do enjoy sitting down and disconnecting and watch a good movie. I've watched some really bad ones, but I can't. I've watched probably a dozen movies in the last freaking 6 months, but that's more than I had probably in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Because I'm taking that time away. I'm taking an hour here, an hour there, and getting away from social media. Yeah, on Sunday, I just put my turntable on and left it go. We had 5,000 people come through the live when I wasn't even here, which was great. And I said this is like, well, it's cool for people to just. How often do you go to an art gallery or to a museum, and do you want to hear somebody talking over your shoulder? They're able to just enjoy the art. Right? They're just enjoy the pieces. I wish it would go a little slower, but it is what it is.
Yeah, 100%.
If I could throw out a way to slow it down, There's got to be a way to slow it down slower.
There has to be. The reverse
button,
time machine.
yeah, it's like just wherever the camera is. I don't know if it has to go further back, whatever, but I think it speeds it up. The armature will speed it up. What it would be.
Is there one of those things that you can find that's slower? Can you create one? Make one.
No, like again, I could totally make it like a train set that just goes and just takes it, and it just goes slow right around the whole ring of all this, right? And that's kind of what we want to do. But I like for the first time, we're looking at government grants to maybe do something different here.
Wow.
And like there is some money available right now for Canadian artists. So if there's any artists out there, the Canadian Arts Council has money for you guys. And I don't have that opportunity yet. I just signed up and I'm hoping to have that opportunity. But there's some really good things. If I wanted to make an attraction here, a nonprofit attraction, I could really do that. And have people coming and enjoy the arts and support other causes and do some great things with it. Right. So
Absolutely.
there's opportunities for that, but I actually think taking these around to zoos all over North America is where the real capture is going to be.
Do you see Nathan Daniels' comment down there? You could 3D print one.
What's that? My pieces?
Yeah.
Totally. We could totally 3D print them.
That'd be pretty cool, man. Do you have a 3D printer?
No, but Johnny, one of my moderators has got like fucking 30 of them.
Send one over. Send it over. I'll take one too. Give me one too.
Yeah, I don't know how that will work. We talked about so.
Where do you see this all going in the next? What's your 5-year outlook?
My immediate what I'm looking at is like again I'm going to go to Calgary tomorrow. I think to the zoo. And just try to get it in front of the right people. And they're not on TikTok. The Calgary Zoo is not on TikTok. But there is other zoos that have noticed. But Ripley's has been making comments on my videos, so that's really cool. The Ripley's Aquarium. And again, I do see this stuff going in and hanging out, and whether it's in like the AGO or whether it's in the Alberta Arts Museum, I do see that happening. And I've just got to put my energy into that a little bit. Take a little step back, a couple hours a day, pushing that out.
Yeah. And
you got to do it. Nobody else is going to do it for you.
Didn't you just go to Toronto a few months back for some award or something?
Well, I got inducted into the Society of Canadian Artists, so I can call myself a professional artist, and that's something that there's a lot of artists out there that chase that dream their whole lives and never get it. But so when you say that, when they first got my pictures of my pieces, they thought they were paintings.
What?
They thought they were paintings. They thought they were and then they realized they were sculptures. So when I got there and I went to the induction ceremony that they had there in Toronto, the one lady said, "You're the real deal."
She's not lying.
And it's like, but I'm sitting here and I got to own that for myself. I've got to own that for myself. And it's a hard thing. I'm just a regular guy that welds forks together. And somebody came in my chat the other day and it's like, you take a genuine interest in people, and I try my best, but I mean, it's hard when you have 1 million followers to get to know everybody. But I can promise you spend my time in my chat, I will remember your name.
Yep.
I will remember things about you.
They got to be a constant in your life.
Yeah, it's got to be a constant. You can't just come in once every 6 months and say hi, even though there's people that do.
Absolutely.
And I've got an amazing community, and just like yourself, we've got a core of amazing people that come hang out, and they want to see what's going on. Carolyn, for instance, I mean, she's been around the whole time. She's watched it right from the start of. I don't even know what I was working. I'm pretty sure I was still working on the Polar Bears when she came around.
You need to have people like that in your life.
Pardon?
You need people like Carolyn in your life for sure. You need people you need people that have that belief in you right from the get-go, even when you're not quite sure you believe in yourself yet.
I look at like Jeremy coming into my life, and man, he's introducing me to some really, really amazing people. And I just got to, I looked at flights. I think I'm going to book for in a couple of weeks from now. I got Mitch Mullins coming up. I'd like to go down there before Mitch gets here and then be back here for when Mitch gets here. I just got to make it happen. But that guy is he's such an inspiration to so many people because he's so humble. He's so genuine.
Yep.
And I just can't wait to give the guy a big hug when I meet him. And he's shorter than, he's about your height. He's a little fella.
He is. Yep. Just a little tiny guy. I remember talking to you so much when you were telling me, oh yeah, Jeremy Littell follows me. He's been in my live a couple times. And I tried to catch him so many times on his own lives, but I'd always come in too late because he's on late at night.
Yep.
And he's usually got a couple of the drinks going, right? So, and one night I had just gotten off live and I'm like, hey, I got off early and I went to go hang out with Casey. And we were watching a movie. Not watching a movie. We were doing adult things anyway. And you text me, you're like, get in my live now. And I was like, man, it's too late. I can't. You're like, get in my live now. So I jump in and there's Jeremy Littell. You're live with Jeremy. I'm like, no fucking way. So then you just start talking about me to him. He's like, is that his real name? Tell him to come on over here. So I went over there. We start talking a little bit in the bantering. He gives me a follow. And I'm like, fuck me. That is amazing. Dave, I wasn't even going to come in, but thank God. And then I realized he's not following my main account. So then I jump back out. I jump in on my main account. I jump back in and he follows me over there. And he gives me a lot of tips on his social media growth and how I should grow and stuff like that. We talk a lot on Snapchat now, I have his phone number. We chat there. He's coming on the podcast. We just have to line it up.
Yeah, and sometimes like he's random, but like there's times he'll just message me, going live, let's go, and we'll hang out for hours.
I love that guy.
And like I'm really enjoying the box lives that we've been doing lately. It's helping to build the community stronger, and getting to know more people, letting people come in randomly. I mean, yeah, you have some like the other night was a little much, but it was still funny. Right, it's still funny, and that's all. It's in all intents and purposes, it's all meant to be funny. Yeah. It's all meant to end. And to those that don't agree, then I'm sorry. Come in another time. You don't need to watch.
Yep. No, and that's huge.
And like Carolyn's been like, I've been going to bed lately, and Carolyn's getting up because she's on the way on the East Coast. I'm like going to bed at 4 a.m. 3, 5. I think it was 5:15 yesterday when I went to bed finally. And it's just great conversations and a lot of laughter.
Yep.
So I got to get back on. I think we're still in the top 50 in Canada, and we got to push a little bit. But
all right,
I mean, we got number 1 under our belt. We've done some really amazing things. We've raised money for cancer. We raised money for a lot of other things. I can't get into it all.
A couple weeks ago. Oh, sorry. You cut out there. No, go ahead. You were talking about raising money and stuff like that. What would you raise money for? There was cancer and a couple other things.
Well, we've got at the wildfire things. We've got our waffle draw, and 20% of that waffle is going to go to the wildfire victims. And yeah, it might be a little late, but you know what? It's still there.
Yep.
It's never.
Yep.
There's a lot of people that were displaced.
Yep.
Through that's money they're never going to get back.
Yep.
And if we can help just a little bit, then we can help just a little bit.
Well, we did that a couple weeks ago, right? We raised 12.5K for wildfire evacuees, right? And that was incredible. That was a lot of fun.
Santa's Anonymous. Like there's so much stuff we've done for other people.
Yeah.
And just helping people support their own dreams too. Like we've got Spider-Net, 64 years old, man. She's just this old hippie, and she started making bracelets. at 64 years old. And it's like, hey, how can we support you? How can we support you? She sends me a ton of them. I love them. I wear them all the time to the lake yesterday.
That's what social media has been so good for, man. Everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people have a lot of incredible things on the go.
Yeah. And Nan is one of those wholesome, genuine people that like you can just sit there and sit back and chill with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Dave, I'm gonna let you go so you can get back to your rankings. But I do have one maybe two more questions here for you before you go. I like to end the podcast with this question, and so Mount Rushmore has like 4 of the most influential people of American history on it, in American history. Who would be on your Mount Rushmore? Four of the most influential people in your life, and why?
Why is the question. Why would they be on there? I don't even know how to answer that. I don't know that that's a real thing. Like Chris Rubis is somebody that I hold in a high regard. But are they Mount Rushmore worthy? I don't know.
Oh, your Mount Rushmore. Your Mount Rushmore. Not
my again, like I look at a few people that kind of inspired me along the way. I've got a really good friend named Abu that, kind of like Dick. If it could be 6 months I don't talk to him, but I can just pick up the phone and I mean he'll ground me a lot of the times, just put me back, and or we'll look at things in a different way. We could podcast all of our conversations like that. They're just like that. As hard as it is, I definitely probably have to have my dad up there somewhere, because I wouldn't be who I am today without it. Even though like we don't really have a relationship as adults, I know what he's provided me in my life. And one other person, man, I would probably put an angel up there.
who? Sorry,
I said put an angel up there.
Oh,
for all the people that just support, because I believe my creativity, and if I don't know if you do, but like the creative process, I feel like I'm Mr. Recipient of it. Because I don't even know.
You froze there. Sorry.
I said I feel like I'm just a recipient. I'm just the human communicator of this all.
You've said
I'm
that
just
before,
that person.
actually.
And I'm reading Big Magic right now, and it just like to hear how her perspective on it is. It aligns with mine totally. And it's like I was just there at that time to take it, and the universe kicked me a few times and said, "We told you what you're supposed to be doing. Now go do it." And is this the end all be all? I don't know. This could be just a stepping stone to what's next.
It's definitely a stepping stone to what's next.
So, but I believe that is like when there's opportunity there, pay attention to what the universe is telling you, and try everything that it does. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it works, it works. But if you're not open-minded to it, you're not gonna ever get it. And commitment and luck, dedication and luck go hand in hand. Because if you show up every day, that's more opportunity to get that little stroke of luck you've been looking for. If you don't show up, you're never going to get no luck.
Showing up is half the battle.
It's like you can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket. You can't win if you don't buy a ticket.
Always invite that opportunity.
Yeah.
That's amazing, buddy. Dave, you're important and you matter. And that goes back to like almost every live we've ever had together. You know what I mean? On TikTok. Casey always talks about this. Casey loves it when you come in and you ask me those questions, those like 30 or 40 questions you'd have in front of you. Casey loves that, right? She's just like, you need to do a live where you just do that. We need to do a live together where I ask you questions like Dave and you do. And I absolutely love that. That's one of my favorite things is going live with Dave and that possibly happening.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I did that with anybody, like just a random questions, and a lot of them are hard. They're vulnerable too, right? Like they put us in a vulnerable position.
They do. And that question about Mount Rushmore, a boss had asked me that question in orientation once. And I think I ask it because, yeah, it's a good one. It puts you in a vulnerable position. But I ask a lot of it because of what we started on live, asking those vulnerable questions and getting to know. That's a good way to get to know someone. Who inspires you? You know what I mean? What motivates you, and who helped create that inspiration? What lights a fire under your ass? You know what I mean? And a lot of people's answers, man, are like pretty much, they'll tell you a lot about who they are and why.
Yeah, you got to open that door to people being vulnerable, and some people get shut down. They won't say anything.
I've had a couple, and that's okay.
Yeah, but yeah, they're scared. They're scared of the emotion that it's going to bring out. That's the reality, right? Or not letting people into that part of their life, and that's okay too. You don't have to let it out if you don't want to, especially publicly, because that's a whole different thing. Like everything we talk about here now, it's there forever.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Dave, this is probably, one of my most anticipated podcasts, and for reasons I already said, I wanted you to be number one, but here we are at 23. And dude, better late than never, right? I fucking love you, man.
Love you, buddy. And I appreciate the opportunity just to come hang out with you.
Dude,
for an hour and 26 minutes.
And dude, I could hang out with you all day and all night, and I think you know that. So,
well, maybe you should put your application in for July.
What application are we talking about?
30 days with the Upcycler. I'm going to do it. Somebody's going to spend 30 days with me.
30 days, like just oh shit, like I'd have to spend every day with you for 30 days, like in person.
Yeah.
I could do that. As long as you don't go drawing dicks on my face, Dave.
No, I won't.
Oh, or was that drawn or traced? Was that you're frozen again? Was that drawn or traced?
No, you drew it yourself.
No, you traced it. I know you did. I slept at your house. I woke up and there was a dick on my face. So that's awesome.
Well, you can't even say you passed out. So.
No, I didn't. I kind of did. I wasn't drunk, but I.
Hey, we're gonna get him about 6 drinks in, and then we'll see what comes out. Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
Dude, you don't need 6 drinks. You just need 1.5. Maybe it depends on how big that one is. Like I'm a lush.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Hey, man, this has been fun, and I love that you came, man.
I appreciate it. So we'll see you.
Absolutely, buddy. Thanks for coming, and everyone, including Dave. You stay frosty, and Dave, go fork yourself.
I'm okay.